Hello, everybody. So, just the thing's being a little screwy right now, but I believe we have two people in here thus far. We're going to wait a few minutes to let some others, see if more people show up. I know ATC have been sitting there waiting patiently, so, and I do appreciate the likes and the shares. So, um, just give me a quick sec. I got to check something real quick. Be right back. All right. Anyways, so how's everybody doing tonight? Am I the only one here? I know. Action, you were here a few minutes ago. Still here? Please indicate if you're gonna be if you're just planning on lurking tonight. Just please indicate that so I know. I at least know you're here. Da 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 da. Spectacular, spectacular Spider-Man, spectacular, spectacular Spider-Man, spectacular, spectacular Spider-Man, spectacular, spectacular Spider-Man. Yeah, so we're gonna wait a few minutes here. I'm the only one, so I guess I'm the only one in here right now. It looks like one is the loneliest number that you'll ever see. One is the loneliest number that you'll ever be. Hmm. Ah. Hello, 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 hello. Hello, 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 hello. There we go. Hey, Action. Now you're back. Lurking for a bit. Okay. Well, thank you at least for letting me know. Um, we're just gonna wait around for a few minutes while we see who else shows up. Leto did kind of comment on the video on yesterday's video. Basically, I guess he's been running a little low last couple of days, so that's why he didn't make it last night. Excuse me a moment. I'll be right back. Anyway, let's see now. Do 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 do. Let's see now. Hmm. Let's see. Just waiting for a few more people to come in. See if pass the. Basically, I am gonna try to wait till about 10 minutes. At the 10-minute mark, I'll probably will start regardless. But hopefully, we can get some more people in here. I know Backgoat is usually going to be late, and I already mentioned this to you last night. ATC tonight, I'm gonna probably try to finish up early because I'm going to be making a call to a friend of mine I've been trying to reach for a while. And yes, it is a female friend. So let people know as they come in. Hmm. Yeah. Action! Toys! Channel! Action! Toys! Channel! 6:52, so we're coming up on 7 minutes here. Still, it's just the two of us here. Just the two of us. Oh, now we have a third person. Hello, third person. 369 12 15 18 21 24 27 30. And if you could, and as always, I do appreciate any and all likes and shares. Can help with the algorithm, help see if we can get some more people in here. We'll be starting in a few minutes, just trying to wait to see, let some people kind of come in before we get started. Um, yeah, we're at the 8 minute mark. I can at least kind of give you a bit of a heads up on what's going on for tonight. So, okay, first off, tonight I'm gonna try to. It's gonna be a shorter stream. I got something to do at 8:30 tonight, so I'm gonna probably try to be done by 8:30. But we still are gonna have stories, and we're gonna still gonna do some reporting, and also this day in each history. We'll have four stories tonight, all kind of interrelated. Well, we have a couple Powerpuff Girl stories that are interrelated to each other, and we also are going to have a couple of Netflix Sandman stories that are interrelated to each other. So, it looks like we lost a person. Um, and then after that, of course, we'll do this day in each history. And I do thank the person who came in and gave us another like that. That was cool. Um, let's see. We're now at 9 minutes. So as I said, we're gonna get started right at the 10-minute mark. So I know we said with more people in here, but um, I guess it's just gonna end up being kind of a slow week. Well, I mean, but you guys do have Monday to look forward to because that will of course be the day that we'll be having the open mic night. So the next open mic night. So anyway, so let's see, 9:40, so 20 seconds to go. Um, mm, and now we've hit the 10-minute mark, so I'm gonna go ahead and get started on the stories then. So all four stories are coming from Mounting into Comics. They're somewhat television related. They like, as I said, a couple Powerpuff Girls. From talking about the CW live action series that they're trying to pull off, and a couple of stories regarding the Netflix premieres of Sandman. So, without any further ado, let's go ahead and get into this. Alleged script leak from the CW's The Powerpuff Girls depicts them as sex obsessed adults. Oh, isn't that just lovely? Just totally just tank the original concept there about innocent little girls trying to save the world before bedtime. Let's just because the original premise it won't sell. Yeah, right. No, we gotta age them and make them more adult, make them more quote unquote sexy. Uh Anyway, so let's get into this. So the article is by Spencer McCooley. It was published earlier today. There actually were a couple of comments to it, so let's go ahead and take a look at it. And one of the other things too is I know that they had apparently race swapped Professor Utonium as well, and they cast Donald Faison of Clueless fame to to um to play Professor Newtonian. So here you go. It seems that the skepticism from fans regarding the CW's live action Powerpuff Girls series may very well have been justified, as an alleged script leak from the production's pilot episode was uncovered has uncovered a story filled with a number of shockingly bad story ideas. Yeah, I would have to agree with that if the whole idea was to make it more adult oriented. hmm Um, let's see, including the eponymous heroines growing up to become sex obsessed adults, and Professor Utonium being depicted as a stereotypically abusive, quote unquote, celebrity dad. Yeah, nothing like these woke idiots and these twidiots just completely trying to screw over a good concept. Uh, According to the supposed Diablo Cody, Jennifer's body, and Heather Regnier, Sleepy Hollow, pen script, Powerpuff will follow the tired deconstruction model seen in so much recent superhero media, beginning with the heroic trio finding themselves outlawed by Townsville for accidentally killing a madman. Yeah, let's make the Powerpuff Girls real dark. That's gonna sell. That's gonna sell. Right off the bat, fans of the original series are sure to be disappointed as the pilot reveals that the first Powerpuff Girls cartoon was nothing more than an in universe cash in by Professor Utonium on the heroines' identities, with an adult Bubbles even complaining at one point that the cartoon had totally whitewashed the girls. Powerpuff Girls roughing it up. What's the big idea? In fact, throughout the series, it is established that Utonium was constantly exploiting his daughter's celebrity for money, which he then quickly squandered. Not only that, but he is also seen being emotionally abusive to Sarah Bellum, the mayor's former assistant, whom he dated for a period of years before the aforementioned abuse took its toll on their relationship. Now, I'm sure some of you picked up the wordplay there, cerebellum, as in that part, that big part of your brain. And she was usually the one who kind of had to, you know, help Mayor realize that his ideas were dumb in the original series. But it's also revealed that Mojo Jojo was not a monkey, but in fact Professor Utonium's former lab partner, who eventually grew to resent the Powerpuff Girls since he'd helped Drake, Utonium, discover Chemical X, the mutagenic substance that gave the girls their powers, and had wanted to use its mysterious properties to grant himself superpowers instead. Ultimately, Mojo Jojo was killed prior to the pilot by Blossom, an action which plays heavily into her decision to leave the hero's life behind. And this is from the opening scene of Powerpuff, where you see Blossom punching Mojo Jojo on the chin there. Let's see, and it's still just the two of us. So, anyways, in his stead, the role of series antagonist falls to the evil scientist's son, Jojo, a young man in his early 20s who currently serves as the mayor of Townsville. Oh, yeah, another cliche idea. Son seeks revenge against the girls by becoming powerful enough to cause them problems. And from what it would appear, I guess he's around their same age from what they're making it out to be. Unsurprisingly, JoJo is written as the walking representation of every disingenuous straw man created by critical race and social justice theorists, right down to the fact that he complains that his opponent in the upcoming mayoral race is only beating him because she's not a white man. Oh, this show is gonna. This show is Barvzilla. Oh boy, let's see what more garbage we can find here. You hear about reverse discrimination, but until it happens to you, Jojo at one point says to his secretary Gina, "No offense, you totally earned your position. Optics don't hurt either. Don't hurt though." Hmm. Jojo's moment as the writer's shock puppet concludes with the young man asserting that there is one thing people love more than virtue signaling, Gina. Security, safety, says security, safety, says Jojo, and I can provide that. Blossom, portrayed by Chloe Bennett, is portrayed as having moved on from her childhood heroics and now works at a Boston area biotech firm and is in an established relationship with a young man named Clive. Okay, biotech. Okay, so she goes from sweet, innocent little Bubbles to oh wait, no, actually Blossom. Oh, okay. Never mind. I was thinking Bubbles there for a moment. Sadly, this rather normal turn for Blossom is about as much respect as the series shows to the girls' original identities, especially when compared to treatment received by her cooler color coordinated sisters. Yeah, Blossom going to that does make sense. I was thinking of Bubbles for some reason, but yeah, Blossom would have grown up probably be at a. The trio's more reserved and innocently optimistic member, Bubbles, Dove Cameron, is now a washed up Hollywood celebrity, hoping to capitalize on her childhood fame. Oh, man. Oh, my God. Okay. So they decided to give Bubbles the old washed up child star treatment, huh? Oh, boy. Why did I do that? That wasn't what I was trying to do there. And I hit the wrong button there. Anyways, back to the story. I guess maybe we'll wipe themselves out on Monday. With all the liveliness from Monday. The tree. Okay, that. Okay. She's had two stints in rehab and three failed reality show pilots since leaving Townsville, only returning at the start of the series in order to film a comeback documentary based on her life. Oh, the cliches, the cliches, the cliches. Oh my God. In an attempt to drive home how adult the series is, Bubble's sexuality is also put front and center, with the former superhero even being teased over a time when her sisters threatened to leak your nudes everywhere. Of course, and now they're going to play up the fact that Bubbles being kind of the innocent blonde is, of course, the kind of sex, the the one who tried to sell everything with sex. There's also a moment when, after Bubbles quips that the name of her documentary is Bubbles is back. Oh, man. Oh, God. Oh, boy. With what they just said in the previous paragraph. Oh, boy. Her sister Buttercup retorts, not to be confused with your other film, Bubbles on Her Back. I saw that one coming. Oh, boy. However, it should be noted that it's unclear whether this is a joke made at the expense of Bubbles' sexual propensity, or if in universe she actually starred in such a film, as the script does not provide any further details on the topic. So now, of course, they're going to probably try to link her with somebody like a Dana Plato of Different Strokes fame. Yeah. As for Buttercup, gone are her tomboy attitude and angst, instead replaced with the social media pandering qualities of a generic strong female character, and a character whose description amounts to little more than sex obsessed lesbian. Oh, goody! Oh, goody! Just what we need for television. Somebody who just is a totally out there sex obsessed lesbian. Yeah, that's gonna solve the world's problems before bedtime. Oh, jeez. Or at bedtime. Oh boy. At multiple times in the script, Cody Regnier and the studio go out of their way to highlight Buttercup's sexuality. Yes, let's pander to the SJWs. That's gonna sell advertising. Yeah. Uh, yeah, I guess Hump Day is slow day today. I guess. Of course, the Powerpuff Girls live action is giving Hump Day probably a new meaning, as it were. When out on an investigative mission into a mysterious looming evil that Professor Utonium believes is threatening Townsville, Bubbles catches Buttercup making eyes with a hot girl at a bar. As Bubbles reminds her sister that they're here to investigate, Buttercup quickly retorts, I'm here to pick up bi-curious townies. Please. Oh, boy. Later, while the girls are recalling a story from their childhood involving Professor Utonium's ex-girlfriend Sarah, Buttercup broaches the subject of her father's sex life, saying to her sisters, "I can't believe they used to have sex." And you imagine Drake Utonium? Um, I bet he's mechanical. The next morning, Blossom walks in on the sight of Buttercup sleeping with the woman she eyed at the bar the night before. After Blossom apologizes for interrupting her sister, Buttercup responds, It's fine, we're done, right? I'd say 6 times. Oh, jeez. This show's gonna tank. This show's gonna. Well, apparently this is a leaked script that they're redoing. Apparently, I guess they decided not to go ahead with this script. But they went ahead. If they did go ahead with this script, I'm sure it would have tanked. This is to say nothing of the various bits of lingo and humor thrown around throughout the script, almost all of which feels as if it was written by a boardroom full of older, out of touch executives um, attempting to write in the voice of a young person, right down to an apparent mocking use of the term triggering and an actual reference to Harambe. Somebody tweeted, "What year is this?" You know, all due respect, Mr. Mayor. I guess it's from the script. Townsville is a candy-colored bubble of privilege and oh god and comfort. Ever since, yeah, okay. There's even a conversation wherein Blossom and Buttercup discuss hate boner, dropping the term numerous times in a heavy-handed attempt to elicit laughter from the audience based solely on how the term sounds. Anyways, while the leaked script has not yet been officially confirmed as authentic, Twitter user Fofulator, whose live tweeting of the script brought its contents to widespread social media attention, has since had their tweets containing screenshots of the document withheld in response to a report from the copyright. Of course, they were trying to save themselves embarrassment, so they basically hide behind a copyright issue. You can see YouTuber Jay Longbone read the full script below. What do you make of the alleged Powerpuff script that a show? Yeah, if they well, I had heard they were gonna reshoot the pilot, redo the script, which probably was for the best because if they had gone through with this script, if they'd gone through with this script, that show would have bombed. Would have bombed. Would have bombed harder than Hiroshima and Nagasaki. And I guess here's oh, there were 37 comments here. But basically, the whole idea of changing it up like this is just stupid. The whole appeal, they took a cartoon that was a pretty good cartoon, you know, talking about little girls saving the world before bedtime. Very nice, sweet, you know, cartoon show. And they decided to, wipe their collective rear ends with that concept. And well, no, we don't like the fact that you can't have nice things. You can't have something that's sweet. No, we want to push our agenda. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna push the agenda. So, anyways, still only two people, huh? Well, at least the count's accurate. Anyways, as we continue on now. All right, so here's the next story here. See where we're at. I will, since it doesn't seem to be much, I may just try to read through these. We're at half hour mark already, so go through these a little. Okay, so here's the next story we're coming upon here. DC Comics announces pronoun-filled cast of Netflix's The Sandman. Features rumored female ancestor of John Constantine and race-swapped death. As of course from the Vertigo title of The Sandman. Um, the story was written by John Trent, published today. DC Comics officially revealed a pronoun-filled cast list for Netflix's upcoming Sandman series that features what appears to be a female ancestor of John Constantine and a race-swapped death. The cast list features Doctor Who alum Jenna Coleman as Johanna Constantine. Okay. The announcement comes shortly after a rumor from Giant Freaking Robot originally claimed that Jenna Coleman is about to provide audiences with a version of DC Sorcerer Constantine that they have not seen before. Specifically, they claim that the actress will be playing a gender swapped version of John Constantine in the upcoming Netflix series adaptation, Sandman. However, Johanna Constantine is actually a character from Neil Gaiman's original The Sandman series. The character originally appeared in The Sandman number 13 as a homage to Alan Moore's John Constantine. Jeff Sneeder claims Johanna Constantine will be John's great, great, great grandmother. While Johanna is not specifically described as John Constantine's great grandmother, in her appearances in the comics, she is revealed to be a descendant in Vertigo Secret Files Hellblazer. Her entry reads, an aristocrat, spy, and adventurer, Lady Johanna Constantine also lived during the 18th century. Perhaps her most famous escape came in 1794 when she was engaged by Morpheus to rescue the head of his son Orpheus from the clutches of Robespierre, one of the architects of the French Revolution, Sandman number 29, Thermidor. It adds, with help from Orpheus himself, Lady Johanna successfully accomplished her task and, despite a lifetime of such dangerous exploits, lived to the ripe age of 99. 99 Duluth balloons in her sail on a somber every one day. Let's see, along with Johanna Constantine, they announced that Cruella's Kirby Howell Baptiste is playing a race swapped Death. Death first appeared in The Sandman number 8 and is very clearly a pale white woman with black hair. Yeah, here's the thing with these people, I don't think understand. Okay, now, Graham, from what little I know about this particular Sandman incarnation, is that you know you have these entities from the netherworld, like Death. I think Death, Despair, Decadence. I think there's a few of them. These people are dead. Okay, they don't have any type of melatonin. If anything, they're probably more like albino, if anything. So to try to race swap these characters is just stupid. I think they totally missed the point there. The rest of the cast includes Mason Alexander Park as Desire, Donna Preston as Despair, Razane Jamal as Lita Hall, and Lita Hall was originally white as well. Lita Hall was she was like she was the wife of Hector Hall, who was the son of Shiera and Carter Hall. Um, oh wait, actually no, and she was also the daughter of Steve Trevor and Diana Prince as well. Jolie Richardson as Ethel Cripps, Niam Walsh as young Ethel Cripps, Dave Thiels as John D, aka Doctor Destiny, Kiora as a race swapped Rose Walker, Patton Oswalt as the voice of Matthew the Raven, Stephen Fry as Gilbert, Sandra James Young as a race swapped Unity Kincaid. Again, this is one of those things where they're trying to make it diverse for diversity's sake, not for. I think these people do not really have the, the full understanding of where their story is actually coming from. Of course, as we recently heard, most people in Hollywood could really care less about the source material. as long as they're able to push their agenda. These casting announcements shouldn't come as a surprise, as the Sandman creator, Neil Gaiman, promised the show would feature gender swaps and other changes. During a virtual press roundtable back in 2020, Gaiman, whatever his name is, Gaiman, um, stated, doing the Netflix TV series, we're very much looking at that as going, okay, it is 2020. Let's say that I was doing Sandman starting in 2020. What would we do? Well, again, I think you're an idiot because you're just pandering to the SJW crowd. Um, he continued. How would we change things? What gender would this character be? Who would this person be? What would be happening? Interestingly enough, Gaiman has critiqued major franchises in the past for straying away from the source material. And now he's being a hypocrite. In a discussion on Twitter about the BBC's The Watch, Gaiman stated, "Yes, but the fan base are fans, and they like the source material because it's the source material they like. So if you do something else, you risk alienating the fans on a monumental scale. It's not Batman if he's now a news reporter in a yellow trench coat with a pet bat." It'll be interesting to see if Gaiman's own criticism about changing the source material will come back to haunt him with the changes to the source material that Netflix is making to the Sandman. I have a feeling it probably will. And excuse me a moment, I'm going to go off camera here for a quick moment. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. So now we're going to get to hear from Neil Gaiman, as we're going to get to hear his reasoning for these changes, I guess. Neil Gaiman explains casting decisions for Netflix's The Sandman, written by John F. Trent, published earlier today. The Sandman creator, Neil Gaiman, provided explanations for a number of the casting decisions that were recently announced by DC Comics and Netflix for the upcoming live action The Sandman series. Netflix announced their new additions to the cast on Twitter. These are some of the residents of the waking world and dreams realm. Okay. In a press release from Netflix, Neil Gaiman detailed more about the characters and the casting process. Death is described as Dream's wiser, nicer, and much more sensible sister. Gaiman then discussed the casting process, significantly harder to cast than you might imagine. Well, then, I imagined anyway. Um, Hundreds of talented women from all around the planet auditioned, and they were brilliant, and none of them were right. He continued, someone who could speak the truth to Dream on the one hand, but also be the person you'd want to meet when your life was done on the other. Um, and then we saw Kirby Howell Baptiste, she, her audition. Oh boy. Uh, and we knew we had our death. Kirby Howell Baptiste, she, her is death. Wiser sister. Yeah, it's just I think it's just you pandering to the SJW crowd. Death was originally inspired by Cinnamon Hadley in The Sandman Companion. Gaiman explained, Death is the only major character whose visuals didn't spring from me. That credit goes to Mike Dringenberg. He continued, in my original Sandman outline, I suggested Death look like a rock star Nico in 1968, with the perfect cheekbones and perfect face she um, has on the cover of her Chelsea Girl album. Mike Dingenberg had his own ideas. So he sent me a drawing based on a woman he knew named Cinnamon. The drawing that was later printed in Sandman number 11, and I looked at it and had the immediate reaction to, wow, that's really cool, Demon relayed. I guess Toys, you still lurking, or did you leave me? Right, so. But Mike Dingenberg had his. Oh, wait, we already read that. Okay. He then stated later that day, Dave McKeon and I went to dinner in Chelsea at the My Old Dutch Pancake House. And the waitress who served us with was a kind of vision. She was American, had very long black hair, was dressed entirely in black, black jeans, t-shirt, etc. Wore a big silver ankh on a silver necklace, and she looked exactly like Mike Dringenberg's drawing of death. Next, he provided details on Desire, dream sibling, and everything you want, whether you want or whoever you are. Desire is also trouble for Dream. Families are complicated. As for the casting process, he wrote, we had barely started looking when Mason Alexander Park, they, them, oh boy, reached out on Twitter and threw their hat into the ring. We were thrilled when they got the part. Pandering, pandering, pandering. For despair, he wrote, Desire's twin, Dream's sister, she is the moment when all hope is gone, the bleakest of the endless. Donna Preston, she, her, will be playing her, and her performance is chilling and sad. You feel her pain, Gaiman wrote. Oh, yeah, she's facially trying to look miserable there. Gaiman provided a lengthy explanation for Johanna Constantine, 18th century occult adventuress, um, John Constantine's great grandmother. The Sandman character became so popular that she even had her own spin off series. I created her to fill the role that John Constantine does in the past. He continued, when we broke down the first season, given that we knew that we would be encountering Johanna in the past, we wondered um, what would happen if we met a version of her in the present as well. We tried it, and the script was sparkier, feistier, and in some ways even more fun. So, having written her, we just had to cast her. On the casting, he wrote, Jenna Coleman, she, her, gave us the Johanna of our dreams. Tough, brilliant, tricky, haunted, and probably doomed. For Ethel Cripps, he wrote, Roderick Burgess Love, John Dee's mother, is a small but vital role in the comics. But she became more important as we told our story. As noted above, the character is played by two actors. Gaiman broke it down. In the 1920s and 30s, she is played by Niam Walsh, she, her, a betrayed and determined young woman seeking to survive. Yes, this is supposed to be the. Oh, no, this is as young Ethel. He continued, in the present day, now a woman of 100 identifies, uh, a woman of 100 identities and 1,000 lives. She's played by the brilliant Jolie Richardson, she, her. Neil Gaiman then discussed John Dee. He stated Ethel's son is dangerous. He was driven mad long ago. Now he's out and on a quest for truth that may destroy the world. For the casting, he wrote, we needed an actor who could break your heart and keep your sympathy while taking you into the darkest places. We were lucky that David Thewlis, he, him, took the part. Let's see if we got any here. Okay. Ah, yeah, I see you're here now, toys. Just it's an even slower night tonight than last night. Yeah, it's an even slower night tonight than last night. Then Gaiman discussed the characters and casting for The Doll's House, which he describes as the second big storyline. First up on the list is Rose Walker. Gaiman writes a young woman on a desperate search for her missing brother who finds a family she didn't know that she had and a connection to dream that neither of them can escape. For casting, he explained, we needed someone young who could make you care as she ventures into some very dangerous places. Boyd Holbrook's Corinthian is waiting for her. After all, Kyora, she, her, achieves that as Rose. Kyora. Next is Lita Hall, Damon writes, Rose's friend, a young widow mourning her husband Hector. Rose doesn't know that Hector has started showing up in Lita's dreams, though, or that strange things are happening. Gaiman didn't offer much of an explanation for this casting. He just stated Razane Jamal, she, her, is Lita, and she's terrific. My guess is they were probably wanting to put in a Middle Eastern actress there, so they claim diversity, that they're showing diversity. Unity Kincaid is next. Gaiman details her character, Eris, Rose's mysterious benefactor. She has spent a century asleep. Now she's awake, having missed out on her life. Again, not much info on the casting for her. He simply writes, she's played by Sandra James Young, she, her. Basically, another person to put in there to as they say, blue check mark kind of thing, or check off the list. I never left. It just seems like the I guess the counter went down to one for some reason, but um, now we're back up to two. But it's a pretty slow night. It's even slower tonight than it was last night. Ah, next is Gilbert. He's described as Rose Walker's debonair protector, a dab hand with a paradox and a sword cane. For casting, Gaiman wrote Stephen Fry, he, him, is a national treasure, and we forget sometimes that he's also a remarkable actor. Seeing him in costume and makeup on the dailies made me blink. It was as if the comic had come to life. Finally, Gaiman discussed Matthew. He wrote, Dream's trusted emissary, a raven. I expected our animals to be CG and was both taken aback and thrilled with the dailies start when the dailies started coming in. And there was Dream talking to, well, a raven. But ravens don't really talk. Gaiman then discussed the casting while also providing more details on the character. Question was, could we find an actor who could make you care about a dead person who is now a bird in the dreaming? One who isn't certain what's going on or whether any of this is a good idea. He continued, and could we find a voice performer who was also the kind of Sandman fan who used to stand in line to get his Sandman comics signed? The answer was we could if we asked Patton Oswalt, he, him. And Patton was the first person we asked and the first person we cast the day before we pitched Sandman to Netflix. So in that particular case, I think they just wanted to get a big name in there to, because something tells me they know that this thing's gonna crash and burn. So they got to get a big name associated with it, so it doesn't seem as bad as it is. Leto's here, Leto. You're you're late, but at least you're here. Hey, Mike. Hey, Toys. How are y'all? Mike, I feel the issue that happened a week or two ago has fractured the audience, and hopefully everyone calms down and comes back. I knew Leto and Backo are always late, but I'm hoping they both show up tonight. Well, remember, Toys. I'm going to be ending this early tonight because I got some other things to do, and I do thank Leto for coming in. Um, well, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that's probably why Anon and Solid probably haven't been coming in, but Woody sometimes doesn't come in during the middle of the week, and but and as you said, we know Leto and but May had been May has been coming in, and then 80. I think 80 it might be a different issue. It might not be what happened a week or so ago. I don't think that's the issue. I think might be in a different issue that 80 hasn't come in. And Dave, as you know, comes in kind of sporadically. Anyways, so as always, guys, of course, like, I do like, I do appreciate any and all likes and shares. So if you guys can help out with that, that would be appreciated. So, anyways, let's get these chats caught up. Sandman laugh out loud. You mean sand person? Yeah, that'd be so it'd be very surprising with the way they're trying to sell this Leto. Why they didn't just call it sand person? Hey Leto, um, I am well. Hey toys, um, hope your day has been a good one. Good, just a bit sick, but I'll be fine. I was waiting for some Leto content today. How about you, toys? Sick? You okay though? My day's been lazy, and we had a rainstorm, but it was streaming outside. I'm fine. Sore throat, can't shake, but that's it. Well, I hope you get enough rest. I hope by Monday, Leto, you'll be ready to join us for the open mic night. Um, hopefully you'll get some rest between now and then. Patton Oswalt. Yeah, I think they just added him so they'd have a big name. I think they know that with them going with the pronoun BS and all that, I think they know that this series is going to tank. This is a Netflix series they're doing. I know I do have to work, unfortunately. This Toys Misty Leto. No prob, just feeling under the weather. Leto Mike's got a lady. We're friends. It's not necessarily in the same vein that, let's say, Anon had. But yes, it's somebody though that I hope can, you know, shut up. Really? She's not my girlfriend. She's just a friend. We're just friends. We are just friends. It's not, you know, he does. Oh boy. Yes. I'm hoping too there's no reason for me not to make it. All right, I'm driving, guys. I'll be listening. Well, thanks for coming in. If you can try to like and share the stream as well, that would really help things out. And of course, Leto, as you always know, you can always go back and rewatch anything. I said lady friend. Yeah, but sometimes when you say it like that, you're usually trying to imply something else there. And I just don't want to. Let's just say I don't want to per se jinx it. You get what I mean? So, anyways, let's see. We're past the hour mark. We're almost done. I only had 4 stories for tonight, so. And here's the last one, kind of bookending it. Our second Powerpuff Girls story of the night in regards to the live action series. CW CEO Mark Pedovitz. Interesting name. Saying what these people were doing with the show. Explains decision to rework Powerpuff Girls live action pilot. It might have felt a little too campy. Written this article written by Spencer McCooley, published earlier today. So, anyways, Mike, I shared you on my Twitter and my Minds and liked your share in the Facebook group. Yeah, I know you. I know you do. I see the notifications from you a lot. HTC when you do that. No, we're just gonna be talking on the phone. I just got to call her. She's a friend that I've been wanting to talk to for a while. She's been busy because she's been in school trying. She works as a teacher, but she's trying to become a special ed teacher. So she's been in school. And she's somebody that you know. She's somebody who is a dear friend that I but due to certain circumstances, let's just say there was a time there where our friendship was a little frayed there, you know, but I thought there was something more worth exploring there. Now I mean, Toys being a married man, you kind of understand how relationships develop over time. You don't, it's extremely rare where you actually you meet a woman and you instantly feel that they're the one for the rest of your life. So, not that this is anything like that, but you know, that's good. So, anyway, let's get to this story here. According to the CW CEO Mark Pedovitz, the recent decision to quote unquote rework the live action Powerpuff Girl, quote unquote rework the live action Powerpuff Girls pilot was made because the network allegedly felt the episode's tone was a little too campy. Was it that, or was it that they realized that they overdid it and they knew that the show was going to tank if they let it go through? During a May 25th, yesterday, press briefing on the CW's fall schedule, held shortly after the announcement was made that the network will film a new pilot for the Powerpuff Girls series off cycle. Pedovitz explained, the reason you do pilots is because sometimes things miss, and this was just a miss. Really? I'd say so. We believe in the cast completely. We believe in Diablo, Cody, and Heather Regnier, um, the writers. We believe in the auspices of Greg Berlanti and Warner Brothers TV Studios. Um, he added, in the case, in this case, the pilot didn't work, but because we see there's enough elements in there, we wanted to give it another shot. So that's why we didn't want to go forward with what we had. Oh yeah, here's the episode where the mayor, Professor Utonium, and Cerebellum try to replace Crisis Cross Crisis. Oh boy. Petovitz further clarified that the issues preventing the pilot from working involved the series tone, as it might have felt a little too campy and didn't feel as rooted in reality as it might have felt. What is that your way of trying to say you wanted it to be more adult than it already was? But again, you learn things when you test things out, the CEO concluded. And so, in this case, we felt let's take a step back and go back to the drawing board. The decision to rework Powerpuff will undoubtedly be for the better, as an alleged script leak of the pilot episode revealed a number of baffling and uncharacteristic changes made to the characters and setting, including turning the girls into sex obsessed adults and retconning Professor Utonium into being an abusive father. Mm hmm. Yep. However, given the absolutely abysmal fan reaction to every aspect of the series, a better decision may be to can the project altogether. Yeah, no kidding. I mean, come on. I mean, come on. You're taking a pretty good cartoon, a cartoon about innocent little kids saving the world before bedtime, and you're trying to make something adult out of it. Whoever thought that was a good idea has got manure for brains. What do you make of Pedovitz's explanation? Let us know your thoughts on social media or in the comments below. Dude is trying to save his butt, okay? He knows they're the laughing stock right now. Um, and the counter's going screwy again. As it's saying, we only have one person in here now. Um, anyway, so that's pretty much it for the main articles tonight. Said I'm trying to finish up a little early tonight. Do some other things. Good. New Mrs. Toys for a year before we started dating. Yeah. And I'm sure you guys, when you first met, didn't even start dating. You started out as friends, right? Yeah, exactly. Of course, I used kind of a cleaner term, manure. All right. So, anyways, guys, as I said, I'm trying to wrap this up a little early tonight. So I'm wondering, are you guys ready for this day in each history? Because, as I said, I'm gonna want to try to wrap this up a little early tonight. So, are you guys ready for this day in each history? Nietzsche. All right. So, anyways, so without any further ado, we're gonna go ahead. Today, let's see. I'll be honest. We got together one night to play cards, and that night I knew I loved her and wanted to be with her. Oh, well, more power to you. Remember, toys. I I have autism, so working through relationships like those particular types of relationships, a little more difficult. I have never really had a girlfriend. Okay, and this is somebody that I theoretically could see if the cards play out right, could be somebody that could be, a girlfriend for me. Now, again, I don't want to jinx it. Don't want to get talking too much about it. I just want to work the process. I know that may sound a little robotic, but you know that is what it is. Leto, you're driving. So anyways, let's get to the this day in each history. Today being Wednesday, May 26th, 2001. Um, let's take a look back at this day in each history. So the first stop we're gonna go back 70 years ago today. We're gonna go back 70 years ago today, as on this date 70 years ago today, the MGM um, cartoon Sleepy Time Tom was released was released on this date back in 1951. 70 years ago today, the MGM cartoon Sleepy Time Tom was released. It was directed by William Hanna and Joseph Barbera, who would go on to start up the Hanna Barbera shows. But prior to them starting up Hanna Barbera, they were directors for MGM. And on this date in 1951, 70 years ago today, they premiered their animated short, Sleepy Time Tom. In that, it was after staying out all night with his alley cat friends, Tom attempts to catch Jerry on Mammy Two Shoes orders, but she gets sleepy. But he gets sleepy in the process. So, so anyways, moving on to the next piece of niche history. On this date, 25 years ago today, from the from Florence, from the Florence Civic Center in Florence, South Carolina, the WWF held its eighth In Your House pay-per-view, Beware of Dog. This was significant for a couple of reasons. One, there was a major thunderstorm that happened that day that basically um, cut out the pay-per-view, which meant it only showed two of the matches that went on, thereby leading to the event being rebroadcast 2 days later on Tuesday from Charleston, from the North Charleston Coliseum in North Charleston, South Carolina. So on this date in 1996, 25 years ago, in the WWF held its um, eighth In Your House pay-per-view, Beware of Dog, in the Florence Civic Center. Of course, in the main event of that night, saw Shawn Michaels retain his WWF World Heavyweight Championship in a no contest against the British Bulldog. You also saw Goldust retain the Intercontinental Championship against the Undertaker in a casket match. Mark Merrow defeated Triple H, as Hunter Hearst Helmsley. Savio Vega defeated Steve Austin in a Caribbean strap match. You saw Yokozuna defeat Vader. Jake Roberts defeated Justin Bradshaw. And the free for all to start off prior to the show, the Smoking Guns defeated the Godwins for the WWF World Tag Team Championship. And in three dark matches, you had Bob Harley defeating Isaac Yankem, Ahmed Johnson defeating Jerry Lawler, and the Ultimate Warrior defeating Owen Hart. So that's happened on that date in 1996. And now moving on to the last um, bit of niche history for the night. On this date, 11 years ago today, um, in 2010, the 865th issue of Detective Comics went on sale on this date 11 years ago today. 40 pages, featuring the stories Face Off, the Batman story Face Off, and the question story Pipeline Chapter 2, Part 6. So there you go. On this date, on this date 11 years ago in 2010, 865th issue of Batman went on sale on this date. So let's see, like toys me. Mike, I hope you have a good phone call. Leto, I hope your sore throat gets better. Grab some halls before you get to work. It helps. Guys, it's been a nice evening. I wish you all well and a great night. Thank you, Toys. And I will see you all tomorrow. And don't forget, Friday we will be doing, of course, the historical comic retrospect. Um, we'll be looking at David McKay the comics that went on sale. David McKay and Eastern Color. With Back Goat as my co-host, and then on Monday, don't forget open mic. So thank you guys again for being here. I look forward to seeing you guys back here tomorrow. Bye.